YouTube Nation, Manvan TV, aka Me TV, aka the slam dunk competition was rigged. That's right, I'm saying it. It was rigged, and not because of Blake Griffin. No. But we'll get in that in a minute. Anyways, let's get into something real quick before I get started on NBA basketball All-Star Weekend. Before we get started with that, I want to talk about my Phillies. All right, Phillies fans, for those who know, Jimmy Rollins came out and said that the Phillies can win 100 games and possibly break the record at 116. Now, guys, hear me out first. Hear me out, because I've seen a lot of fans say, "Oh, it's just confidence," and his predictions are usually right, and we won on 97 games last year without Cliff Lee. Look, let's get something straight, guys. All right, let's get something straight. It's true, Jimmy Rollins, his predictions are usually right. All right. And I understand that we had 97 wins last year. But understand this. Our bullpen is not great. All right? Those 4 aces in Blanton, they're not going to pitch lights out every night. They're not going to. All right? Like I said, I'm behind my team. You know this. But you should also know that I'm being realistic about this. We can't sit here and say it's okay for us to make predictions because we're confident we have such a great group. And then when Mets players and fans make predictions on how they can hang with us, we call them crazy. No, that makes us look like hypocrites. Can't do that, Phillies fans. Can't do it. All right? Let's just settle down. I understand, like I said, these 4 aces in Blanton are not, I hate to say that, but they're not going to pitch lights out every game. That bullpen has to be better. That is my main concern with this team right now. It's not right field. No. It's the bullpen. But let's just see what happens. Let's just wait. I understand it's a contract year for Jimmy as well. So he's showing up early. He's going to try to play his heart out. That's all we need. Just go play ball, fellas. Go play ball. But also understand that also if injuries occur, no excuses this year, guys. No excuses this year. All right? We didn't make any last year. None this year. All right? So let's just do it. Just play ball and just let it be what it is. All right? Now, with that being said, let's get to the NBA. That's right, All-Star Weekend, guys. Oh, my God. What did I tell you about the celebrity game? I had told y'all, because for those who know the Facebook fan page, I had said that I had went out, I was already out. I was getting back at y'all by my cell phone. I was down here at 2nd and Chestnut, all right, at Q Barbecue and Tequila. That's for shout-outs to him, and shout-outs to the waitress there, too. She really hooked me up on there. Anyways, guys, understand this. The game was so bad. The celebrity game was so bad. I told y'all I was recording it, so I had to watch it later. But it was so bad at the place, at the sports bar, that they turned this shit off. They turned this shit off and put on Flyers hockey. All right, now I'll watch Flyers hockey. That's fine. But man, they turned this shit off because there was so much lack of interest. All right, now let's get started with that because Justin Bieber, look, I'm not gonna hate on the kid. I'm not gonna hate on him. The kid can't play. All right, he shot a couple threes. His shot was so awkward. It was no form. It was horrible. It was about as bad as his shot reminded me of Sean Marion and Bill Cartwright combined. All right, but he's a kid. All right, and he really doesn't play much. So we all knew when this was going on, it was the NBA All-Star Game with Justin Bieber. That's pretty much what it was, all right? We knew what we were getting. And he had the most minutes. Scottie Pippen, my God, just give him the MVP. Scottie Pippen made it look way too easy out there for any pro, all right? He was just sitting back and just draining threes. He didn't give a shit. He was draining threes and making people look bad, all right? But the rest of those celebrities were a joke. Now, I told y'all the list before, all right? And as everyone, because I checked online as well, after I realized, wait a minute, a lot of these guys I said was going to play, all of a sudden, you find out they're really not playing. They're coaching or assistant coaching or this, that, and third. They didn't tell any of us that. So when I looked online, other people were like, what the fuck? They're not playing now? What's going on? So everyone was left in the dark. They didn't tell us what position was going to be what. So anyways, I got a chance to sit down and watch the game, right? The worst fucking game. Oh, my God. You have to be kidding me. This was a joke. Trey Songz, you're a hack, all right? All you do is foul people, and that's all you did. Masterpiece, son. Look, for those who don't understand what's going on with Romeo, all right? Because everyone said, oh, he can ball, he can ball. Look, the No Limit family can ball, all right? No one's going to deny that. They can ball. But Romeo got some type of scholarship or whatever to USC because, for what I'm hearing, he knew DeRozan. And, they wanted DeRozan. So they used him, pretty much gave him that scholarship or whatever to lure him in. Once DeRozan left for the NBA, they cut Romeo. So that's what I'm hearing. All right, guys? Now, as far as I'm concerned, Romeo... He's got a lot more growth. He can play, but he's got some growth. All right, he really can work on his game. All right, there was a lot of sloppiness, a lot of fouls. I know his T.O. was on the sideline this time and not playing after Michael Rappaport locked him down last year. I'm just saying, T.O. was sitting in the stands like, this is fun. This is fun. You gotta be kidding me, T.O. Get on the court, man. You ain't doing nothing else because your team sure as hell didn't do nothing this year. Look, just get on the court, all right? And then Common. My God, Common.
I want to make sure that his daughters who love Justin Bieber, he's really sorry that he couldn't bring here to LA 42 points.
And Trey Songz, and it goes to Justin Bieber. You're looking confident. Tries to take on. This is a new crowd today. Your sellout crowd. Oh my goodness.
I told you before, Common, you have no business being on a basketball court. The highlights of the game was you being a sucker. You was being played left and right. You was crossed over by Justin Bieber. I mean, they was making you look bad. You have no business just on that court in general. All right? No business. And then what do? You pass the ball off. Who you gonna roll with? Nick Cannon?
Who's Nick Cannon?
Daddy, Nick Cannon's hilarious.
Man, fuck you, son.
New album dropping this summer called The Believer.
You know what? Nah, I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to be nice to Nick Cannon. I'm usually not, but I'm going to be nice to him. Look, he's got enough shit on his plate being Mariah Carey's sperm donor, all right? And I understand that he can't ball, all right? For those who saw the game, there was this bar that came up at the bottom of the screen. They had Twitter feeds or whatever. And Nick Cannon, one of them was Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon came out and said, I can't ball. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, you're being nice and you're being honest. I understand, Nick Cannon. What the fuck you on the court then for if you can't ball? Look, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I understand you got a lot of shit on your plate. You were probably just there to have fun. It's all good. All right? Just go back to your America's Got Talent if that's what you do. I don't know. Anyways, let's get to the other people. The Kardashian people. Like I said last time, who are these people and where's their talent? I'm still waiting. Anyways, he couldn't play either. But anyways, Justin Bieber, once again, because that's what this was. It was Bieber fever. Tried the ball with some of the pros, and Pippen blocked.
Somebody finally got these. Pick on someone your own size, got me, Pippen. Come on.
Oh, look who it is. It's Common to fuck it up again. What a surprise. Anyways, all you little young motherfuckers, it's too easy to fuck with Common when it comes to playing basketball. Look, all you little young motherfuckers, when you want to play against adults, that's how you're going to get treated every time. So I'm not trying to hear, because all these people are saying, oh, it was wrong for Pippen to do this, being a bully. No, he did the right thing. All right, Bieber was chucking up shots and hitting the top of the backboard, off on the side. Just stop. And I understand that it's sickening that Scottie Pippen lost, NBA legend, lost the MVP voting to Justin Bieber. Now, look, I understand this was set up for Bieber from the long run. That's how the NBA set it up. Like I said, celebrity basketball with Justin Bieber. So all his little girlfriends, little, fans came out to see. And ESPN, they kept plugging it like, this is the NBA demographic. No, it's not. All right? I understand you tried to take advantage of that NBA, but no. All right? Your demographic, and we all know, your demographic has nothing to do with 12-year-old girls. They just don't. All right? But anyways, guys, I want to get on something real quick because, like I said, celebrity basketball needs to be taken out of the equation. All right? And you guys last week had a lot to say about that, and you guys also gave some great ideas. Some of you guys said they should have one-on-ones, you know what I mean? And, pro player versus pro player, and that could work. All right? People are still waiting for that Jordan matchup, but it's okay. All right? Then you had some guys saying they should put celebrities and pro players versus street ballers, all right? So you can make the connection. I'm fine with that too. I personally would have liked to seen legends or retirees play in the game. So guys from like the late 80s or 90s or early 2000s who retired, let them come back and play. And then on that second hour block, you had the rookie game. So it was old school introducing the new school. That's how, it works. It's amazing how us NBA fans or basketball fans in general can come up with better ideas than the guys who sit in the office and get paid 6 figures for the NBA. Hey, all right. But anyways, guys, let's get into the skills competition. Skills competition was a fucking joke. A joke. No one took it seriously, and I didn't understand why, because you have kids there who could use that $30,000 towards their scholarship. I mean, towards their college, their college education. But the NBA players, once again, because they're paid already. They paid. And it's sad because you can see the kids on the side like, come on. And the players let them down. But Steph Curry, pimp Steph Curry, pedo Steph Curry, as y'all saw, won. And then he was sitting back with the two girls like, what's up? I'm thinking, dog, they like too young for you. What you doing? But it's all good. It's all good. Steph Curry, congratulations. All right. Anyways, 3-point contest. After looking at that roster, who was going to play in that 3-point contest, I was very disappointed. James Jones won, but I guess the days of dropping 30, like in the last round, I guess that's over, huh? I mean, really, it was a joke. And Paul Pierce, man. Paul Pierce, they introduced Paul Pierce and they introduced Ray Allen and cheer, and then they introduced Paul Pierce and they boo. And Paul Pierce drags Ray Allen. Well, I understand why, they cheering for Ray Allen, but they booing for me. Like, why you dragging him in your shit? Like, oh man, Paul Pierce, stop. Really, it's hilarious, but you dragging your mans down with you. Come on, man. Anyways, 3-point competition was a joke. Slam dunk contest. Now look, we talked about this. Yeah, we talked about this on the fan page in the Facebook, and we all got it. We have separate opinions. Now, I say it's rigged because anyone who saw the free throw line dunk, all right? Was it Ibaka? He does the free throw line dunk behind the free throw line. He doesn't step over like Jordan and Jay did, all right? He does it behind the line and makes the dunk. Dr. J, for anyone saw, they did the close-up Dr. J, and he was like, that's some old bullshit. And he gives him a 9. So let me get this straight. He did something better than you, and you gave him a 9? That's hating, and that's rigged. If you have to have a personal vendetta with someone because they did something better, you do not, you're fucking up the contest. You're fucking up. And I love Dr. J, but you fucked that contest up. That was sabotage because of personal, just spite. That's horrible. I'm sorry, it is. A lot of those dunks, they were a joke. All right, they weren't innovative, and I understand a lot of people are saying, well, they can't do but so much anymore, this, that, and third. Well, some of those dunks, they showed that they can, okay? A lot of those dunks, like I said, 2 balls, 3 balls dunking the ball. Come on, man. All right, DeRozan went around and with one arm, and come on. There's things that can do. Blake Griffin, I was not impressed with, but once again, the NBA they pretty much turned Blake Griffin into Justin Bieber, because anybody saw throughout the week, slam dunk contest, Blake Griffin's going to be in it, and Kenny Smith is his guy. But you never heard about really anyone else but Blake Griffin. He was the headliner. He didn't even have to dunk. He could have laid the damn ball. He got a 49 on a plan B dunk. Come on. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, how did you feel about it? What did I tell you guys? McGee had more. If this is about, creating dunks and being original, McGee had better creative dunks. However, Blake Griffin had more athletic dunks. There's a big difference. So for me, it was a push. I know a lot of people are feeling, I've been reading a lot of things, a lot of people feel it was rigged. All right. And Kenny Smith just stopped from now on. All right. Because when the guy did the dunk with the teddy bear in his mouth and all this other crap, Kenny Smith was like, we don't need any props. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do that. Then turns around and brings out a fucking choir, and then turns around and brings out a car. Like, come on. Then you don't need no props, which, mind you, the Kia car is official car of the NBA. I'm just saying. The same thing with Ibaka when he had his personalized shirt on. It was sponsored by Adidas. I'm just saying there was a lot of props that were used. Like I said, a lot of company gain out of this. All right. So it wasn't just about slam dunks, and that's the sad part. All right. Slam dunk contest for me was a push. Congratulations, Blake Griffin. I'm not going to complain about that. The fans, hey, it was LA. What do you expect? And, what do you expect? And a lot of people are just fans of Blake Griffin. He could have made layups and they gave him the damn thing. So it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter. All right? But we did see, that's the best thing you could take about the slam dunk contest. It's not the slam dunk contest is back. No. Understand that there were some original dunks and that there were some good dunks out there. And that's what it was about. It was about just appreciating the dunks. All right? That's all it was. And a lot of people keep saying that, Blake Griffin, I expect him to jump over the actual car instead of, the top of the car instead of the hood. And a lot of people saying, well, if he threw it down with one hand, it'd have been more difficult. Understand, catching the ball in mirror with one hand is difficult. It's more difficult. But going up with 2 hands takes more athleticism from your body. All right? It just does. You're talking to a guy who knows how to dunk. Okay? It takes more athleticism. It takes more out of you, actually. So, anyways, guys, slam dunk contest, for me, was a push. It doesn't matter. All right. But congratulations, Blake Griffin. All right. Now, All-Star game. Man, let's get into it real quick because, guys, understand this. Before it started, they had this little red carpet thing, and they got all these stupid-ass celebrities and carrying on. And Sean Combs, I refuse to call him by that name. Sean Combs comes out, man, take that. Blake Griffin should have been in the All-Star game, this, that, and third. And everyone's like, apparently he didn't get the fucking memo. Blake Griffin's playing in the All-Star game. You know what I mean? But it was just like, you gotta be kidding me. But this goes to show you that celebrities don't follow really basketball. They're just there to say, hey, I'm here. That's what they're there for. And it's sad. That's why I think if you want to be a celebrity, stay your ass in the stands, but don't come on this court. Don't come on the court. All right? Anyways, it was a push. As usual, East comes out late. I mean, they're sloppy. And then they make a late run, Kobe's balling on people left and right. He tried to break the record, didn't get it done. People saying he ran out of gas. Come on now. He had like, what, 37 points? It doesn't sound like running out of gas there, but whatever, media, whatever. Anyways, he dunks on LeBron James. I told y'all before, what did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? I said, that running from behind shit and trying to block shit, that shit is over. That shit is over. And then what did Kobe do afterward? He treated him like that girl Colorado. He smacked him right on his ass and kept walking. I was like, wow. And LeBron was like, that's some more bullshit. What did LeBron do? Come run down lane. Tomahawk. Yes, that's what he does. And people was just like, oh shit, he's running hard. Let me move. And that's exactly what it did. Let me just fucking move. And when was it Chris Paul was like, yeah, that's my defense. I'm not like, it was horrible. It was, like I said, it didn't get good till about 3 minutes left into the game. People actually started playing hard. I had picked Melo to be MVP for the West, but Melo decided just not to show up. I guess the whole New Jersey thing is still fucking with his head. I don't know. All right. But the fact is, guys, someone please just get Melo out of Denver. Please. Just get him out of Denver. Because apparently it doesn't matter. If he stays in Denver, fans aren't going to appreciate him. All right. This guy's dropping like 30-something points almost a night, but that's not enough. Not enough. All right. Anyways. The game, like I said, it got boring, and then it picked up, and it got boring, and it picked up. It seems like, I don't know. It just seems like there weren't enough people out there who cared on the East, all right? It really wasn't. It was LeBron cared, and he had a triple-double, all right? So I'll give him that. He made a late, run, a push for MVP, but he didn't get it, all right? And then you had Derrick Rose. Every once in a while, he act like he wanted to play. But that was pretty much it. No one else really gave a damn. They really didn't care. So, once again, NBA, you had a chance to do something great this year again, and you messed up. Seriously. If the players don't care to play, don't have it. Seriously, I understand it's an all-star game, but people pay a lot of money. Those ratings running in to see those stars, you have to give them their money's worth, or their time worth if you're sitting and watching at home. All right? You have to understand that, man. NBA, do something about this all-star weekend. Just clean it up a little bit. Give the fans a little bit more power, and I'm not talking voting power either. All right? No. Just not. Like I said, it's just, I don't know. Anyways, that's all for today. And I have a special video for you guys coming. I don't know if it's going to come tomorrow or not. We'll see. But it is about hockey. I understand I didn't get the hockey or any of that stuff this week because of the NBA All-Star Weekend. But I will get into something. Because Hockey Day in America was yesterday, and it was a great day for those who did not see it. I will talk about that some other time. All right? I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. Have fun. Go out and ball. I'm out.